Hi YouTube, and welcome to a layout update. Bit of a big update. I can tell you now that the extension board is pretty much in a finished state, not completely, but to look at, and you know the major work's done. So without further ado, because this may take me a while, we will crack on and we'll start, you know, at the station end. Okay, so there we have this end. The level crossing is in, and the little car park lay-by area is done. Now I've gone with the gates. They are glued in position. These were an old set of gates I had, and they didn't have the mounting posts, you know, to provide the swivel. So I tried a number of things to mount them into to get them to swivel, but it was just a farce trying to get the right height to clear the tracks. So I've just glued them in place, but I'm still getting the look I wanted to achieve there, so I'm happy. The car park, I decided to fence it off all the way around the front edge of the board as well. I found a nice sand and gravel at the local model shop, 90p. Just to give it a contrast really, I don't have anything gravelly like that. So a nice gravelled car park. There's a figure in there and his dog, parking sign, some cones so to not block the pathway entrance, and a little bin in the corner, on a street sign here at the front. It's my usual foliage method, with a range of different of items from producers, and hanging basket liner. Right, onto the mound. Now as you can see, the mound has got a very nice lavender heather style edging to it. This I have taken off the top of Common Barn Hill. This used to run along the back. I'd made a little dip behind the back of that hill, and this just filled the gap between the hill and the back scene. So on here, again the usual foliage and scatters. I'll just point out here as well, now I've got to the scatter part, you can just make out, if I come back here, the extension board is slightly brighter than the other mounds. Now I thought I had the same scatter, but evidently not. It is only very slightly, and as long as I can get hold of some of the yellowy turfs that I'd used on the other mounds, I should be able to blend it in, you know, alright. I'm using the same trees, so hopefully, you know, eventually I can blend it in alright. But it does stand out ever so slightly at the minute. So yeah, we've got the dogs on lead sign down there, if it focuses. The walkers are in there as well from off of the hill. I just thought, seeing as though this is going to be the, you know, the line side walk, then we'll get some walkers on it. I'll give you a shot down the line side path. It's just in a nice beigey, dusty colour, in front of the bubble car there. Going along, these are the Common Barn goats. These were knocking about the bits and bobs box, so tried to put them to good use. There's a little baby goat in there as well. So if I just come around this way, drag my chair over, that's how the mound's looking. Right, as I come along the path, give you another shot of the path on this side, down there. As I come along the path, I come to the little crossing. I've added a chain across there with, you know, away from the track sign. This is just the path across is just grey with some black washes over it. Down here, there's a figure added, and some things outside the hut. Need to paint that barrel. You can notice as well that the path's slightly shiny. I ended up having to use a satin colour. and it's not giving it you know, the nice matte finish that we like, so this will have to have a matte varnish. Right, if I just move back a bit more, you can see here that the stream is done, and in the middle, or should I say in front of the stream, we have a nice nice field of sheep, and I'll start at this end. There's some fishermen in here. Picked these up on eBay. There's one there. There's another bloke and his lad right there. I've used the same deserty sandy coloured gravel that I used up in the car park at the start of the Lineside walk. Now the stream is by no means finished. You can see here there's some raised sections. Now I did have some rocks in there, but as my friend rightly pointed out, they were a little too large, so the rocks have come up, so the base does actually need a bit of a sanding down, to be honest, and redoing. So that's what the little pitty effect is. Sometimes I look at it and think it looks alright and gives it a bit of a texture. I think really it needs covering up. So here we are. I've not gone for the bridge. I was going to build a little scratch built bridge to a walk, but there's quite a lot of scratch built wood going on, you know, with the fence posts and the crossings and things, so we left it. So now we have a nice little sheep field. A range of foliage again, good old static grass on there. I love static grass, what an invention that is. Static grass just gives you so much of a realistic feel. You know, it's just like touching the bristles on a brush. You know, it's really good stuff, and when you mix it with the right foliage, which I feel in this field area have, you know, it just improves the look no end. So currying along, we have another bench in there. There's a chap sat round looking up towards the yard, seeing what's going on. Here got some swans. These are by the same chap on eBay who made the swans for Ems Lane. Very good, really well modelled, these styrofoam, I think. Now if I just show you from here, you can hopefully see the wet look of the stream. That's good old Chris Navard's method of PVA glue. It's a really good method. I love Chris Navard. His modelling is, you know, exquisite. And this is one method of his that I've taken, and I thoroughly enjoy and thoroughly think it gets good results. Right, so moving along, we've added a signal, a large signal. I don't really have signals on my railways, so I thought, you know, I always wanted to add one on this extension. So I've gone for a nice big one, add to the railway theme. I know this is something to do with the junction, but I don't have the first clue about signalling railways, so there you go, there's a signal. Moving along to the preserved wagon plinth. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. It's the same foliage methods, a range of Jarvis, woodland scenics, all sorts. More static grass around the plinth, and the wagon is now secured on the plinth. So down here we've got some more fishermen on the way, and another walker who will be reading the information sign when I put one up there for the wagon. Moving along, the picnic area is now done. This is the second card kit I have now produced. So clocks and now picnic tables again. These were enjoyable. Metcalf. They do come with umbrellas, but I don't really think we need parasols, you know, on a line side walk in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, some picnic benches, another litter bin. The access road has been given a dark wash. The fisherman's camper van's parked up. And then around here I've added some more of these pink cherry tree, blossom trees, whatever they want to be called, trees, these were originals here, so I've just carried those down, and then I've just used a nice hedge in there towards the back. So there we go. That's this is how the extension's looking. I keep looking at it and sometimes thinking it's too busy. So if someone wants to let me know what they think about that, I'd be very grateful. The track has been re-weathered from where I did the level crossing, so the entire track has had another weathering and rusty rail woodland scenics pen added to it. So yeah, the next job to do is finish the platform. I've totally left the platform. The flags need finishing and it needs another weathering. One of the next things I'd like to add is some signage. Won't mind some entrance signage for the, you know, on the platform. I need to do info boards for the preserved wagon. So some time on the computer, I think. Another thing I've done, I've just painted the edge of it black since I've added the extension, just to give it a bit more of a professional appearance. Right, so I suppose I better tell you about the next step for the layout. So down there, you know, I've used the heather / lavender style bushes, which I took from the hill, and those trees were also taken from the hill. So the top of the hill was looking rather bare. Now, me and this hill have always had issues. It's always sufficed, but it's never. I've never loved it. I've never loved the work done on it, and I've always wanted to tackle it and, you know, give it a change. So I am. As you can see, everything from the top of the hill is now gone. That was covered in that purple hedging, which was right down the back of a little lip I'd created down there. So I took all that up, couldn't see it, stolen the trees, and I'm putting a road in. It's just going to be a very short section of road, you know, your typical road that you get on the tops, you know, of hills and things like that. And another reason for doing this is I'm now determined to sort out a back scene for Common Barn. It's always had this grey painted mottled cloudy effect, which is fine, but it just needs a back scene. You know, back scenes finish layouts off, don't they? And when Common Barn was in BRM, that was the one thing I got in the feedback from BRM, was to sort the back scene. So I'm determined. So the plan is to have maybe a nice sloping row of cottages or something up there. This end of the hill, I'm just going to add some seafoam trees. I'm going to get a box of seafoam, and then we'll just see how the rest of it, you know, tapers along. So yeah, this is the next step, is developing this road. And then I suppose the signal box area down here still needs doing. The crane and hut are in a temporary situ, so that needs doing. And well, apart from some little finishing off bits on the extension, that's where I'm at. So this road and the signal box area, the yard area, need a good finish off. So there we go. Please let me know what you think. Oh, before I forget, I want to show you something. Come back down here. You may be able to see at Common Barn's bus stop there is a new bus. This is a very old school double-decker. If I remember, it's a Bristol type K, something like that. My mate will kill me for not getting that right. But yeah, this was sent to me by a new friend of mine. He is on YouTube. He's got I think he's fairly new to YouTube. Has a great little end-to-end layout. He's doing some really professional stuff. He's a mega bus fan, and I got talking to him and I subbed to his channel. Real nice guy, good mate. And anyway, decided to treat me to this bus. Now if I zoom in and you look at the front of the bus, it picks it up. Is it gonna? Don't think it's gonna, is it? Let me just try moving. You can see that the bus says Common Barn, and then underneath it says Haworth, which is where I live, and then Ems Lane, which is the Narrowgauge layout. There's some lovely figures added in there, which are moulds from bust figures that he's made himself. And that's just a really nice quirky little item to add to the layout. Very happy with it. He's a top fella. Check out his YouTube channel, Marmite Crumpet. Great little layout, and I'm very grateful for that. So there we go. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully layout update soon, see what else gets done. But until then, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.